Hi and welcome to SoulBody readings for all sun and rising signs. This broadcast is for the week of June the 30th through July the 7th, 2026. This week opens right after the full moon in Capricorn. So before we even talk about Jupiter entering Leo, before we talk about Mars meeting Uranus, before we talk about the nervous system and the heart, I want you to actually feel the thresholds, if you can, that we're coming through. The full moon on the 29th lit up Cancer and Capricorn. Cancer is saying, what does the body need in order to feel nourished, held, and emotionally safe? Capricorn is saying, what structure, boundary, responsibility, or pattern has the body been carrying for far too long? So the week begins with the waters of the body asking for care, and the bones of the body asking for truth. The soul is not asking you to perform healing. The soul is asking you to listen. The body is not asking you to force a breakthrough. The body is asking you to notice what's become too heavy to carry. Then Jupiter enters Leo on June 30th. This opens up a new heart field. Leo is the heart, the spine, the creative life force, the courage to be seen, the medicine of joy, children, romance, radiance, as well as expression. But because Mercury is retrograde in Cancer, the heart is not opening in a straight line necessarily. The emotional body is still reviewing old language, old family patterns, old memories, old ways of receiving love, and old ways of protecting the heart. Mars is in Gemini this week, and on July the 4th, Mars meets Uranus. This is breath, arms, hands, shoulders, lungs, words, messages, texts, nervous system electricity, sudden truth, sudden movement, sudden conversation. This is the week where the body may speak quickly, the body may react quickly. The body may want to send that text, change that plan, say that thing, move the energy, clear the air. But the soul body message is this: do not let nervous system speed pretend to be soul guidance. The soul will still be there after the breath settles. The body will still know after the charge moves through. The message will still be true if you give it one more inhale and one more exhale. In the old body astrology wheel, Cancer speaks through the chest, stomach, fluids, breasts, lungs, nourishment, memory, and emotional safety. Leo speaks through the heart, back, spine, courage, warmth, and visibility. Gemini speaks through breath, shoulders, arms, hands, speech, and the nervous system. Aries, where the last quarter moon closes the week, speaks through the head, heat, instinct, and the clean courage to begin again. Taurus, with Chiron still there, keeps asking about the throat, neck, jaw, voice, worth, and whether the body feels safe enough to speak. So this week is a soul body week of heart, water, voice, nerve, and courage. Listen for your rising sign for the life area, and listen for your sun sign for the soul lesson. If both speak to you, then please feel free. Enjoy them and let them speak to you together. Our collective soul body message this week is: your heart is ready for more light, but your body gets to decide the pace of visibility. The body message of the week is: soften the chest, support the spine, slow the breath, unclench the throat, and do not make permanent decisions from a temporary nervous system change. Cancer is sharing with us to bless the waters before we speak. Leo is sharing with us, let the heart be seen without performing. Gemini energy is sharing breath before the message leaves the body. Aries is saying to us, keep the courage and release the reaction. Taurus is sharing with us that your voice is safer when it stays connected to your worth. The SoulBody teaching this week is simple. The body is not blocking the soul. The body is helping the soul arrive in a way that you can actually live. The week begins with Capricorn and a full moon. We're in our body. So, to start, let's look at our knees, our bones, our posture, and the places that we've carried responsibility. Then the moon is going to move through Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. Aquarius is going to ask us for circulation and gentle nervous system discharge. Pisces asks for our feet to ground, water, music, and softness to be around us. Aries is asking for heat, for courage, and for clean forward motion. And remember, as Mars meets Uranus in Gemini on July 4th, we might want to add in some breath. We might want to focus on shoulders, arms, hands, words, and nervous system electricity. So the movement practice for this week is not about pushing harder. It's about moving the charge so the soul can speak through a regulated body. On June 30th through July 1st, Capricorn body movement might be something that you do that supports the knees, your posture, your bones, and maybe a long-held structure. Maybe using some slow strength, walking, gentle squats to a chair, maybe some wall sits, or stretching the backs of your legs might help. July 1st through the 3rd, Aquarius body movement moves through us. There's electricity that might be running through the lower legs, the ankles, the calves, and our circulation might be something that we're aware of. Walking, shaking out our legs, rolling the knees, dance lightly, or just even take a nice fresh air reset. July 4th through the 5th, Pisces is our body movement that we might be focused on. We might ground through our feet outside, on the bare grass, on the ground. We might find ourselves choosing water, music, maybe some slow stretching, restorative yoga, barefoot standing, maybe even a foot massage or going for a quiet walk. July 6th through the 7th, Aries will be our body movement focus. Let the Bugatti begin again. Move heat safely with a brisk walk, maybe short intervals. Head, neck releases, breath-led movement, or one brave embodied step at a time might help us to go forwards. Collective moving body message for this week is: do not make the body prove that it's ready. Let the body show you how it really wants to move. Move the breath first, then the shoulders, then the spine, then the feet. Let the nervous system discharge before the mouth decides what truth might need to be spoken. Our water body imprint practice for this week might be speaking into a glass of water before drinking, or placing one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly, and letting the words that we say move through the body slowly. This isn't about programming the body by force. It's a soft imprint. Water, word, breath. Maybe your body and your soul just agreeing to move together. Our collective water body imprint for the week is: my body can receive the message without rushing the moment. Now we're going to go sign by sign for our soul body readings. For each sign, begin with the story that most feels true to you. Listen for your rising sign as well as your sun sign. Aries, this week begins in the deepest part of your chart. Home, family, your emotional roots, memory, and the private places where your body learned what safety actually meant. The Capricorn full moon on the 29th might have stirred something around public responsibility, visibility, career, or the pressure to hold it all together. Now Jupiter is entering Leo, and it opens your heart house. Creativity, children, joy, romance, expression, play, and the part of you that remembers life is not only survival, might be a fire that you feel burning inside of you. But Mars and Uranus are also moving through Gemini, your house of words, texts, siblings, writing, teaching, and your daily conversations. So your nervous system may want to speak fast. It may want to explain and defend, announce, respond, or maybe even clear the air before the emotional body feels settled. In soul body language, your heart is waking up, but your roots are actually asking for reassurance. Your body may say, I want joy, but I need to know that I'm safe first. I want to speak, but I do not want to speak from heat. I want to be seen, but I do not want to abandon the child in me who still needs care. Historically, Aries, you draw your energy to the head, to the face, Gemini to the breath, arms, hands, shoulders, Cancer, the chest and the stomach, and Leo to the heart and the spine. So for this week, the body story moves from root to heart to breath to head. That means that you may need to slow the impulse before it becomes a sentence. Your soul body message this week, Aries, is let joy rise from a safe root, not from the need to prove that you are okay. Your body imprint for this week, my heart can open without rushing my nervous system. Your body herb layer message for the week, Aries, is your week wants a little altar of cooling water and clean courage. For the Cancer part of this story, you might try some lunar plants that include water lily, willow, white rose, maybe some lettuce, some moonwort, and poppies. Plants that say, let the water settle before you react. For Jupiter entering into Leo, your heart house, you might bring in the solar and the Jupiterian warmth through some rosemary, marigold, agrimony, oak, sage, or even lavender, sweet marjoram, fennel, dill, parsley, or maybe some calamine for your breath, hands, shoulders, and your words. And for the Aries ending Mars plants like nettle, garlic, basil, hawthorn, mustard, they might help you to speak courage, support some heat and some protection. If you're feeling any impatience for rushing, rock rose might help the body. Also, if it feels panicked, walnut might make you feel protected within your energy during times of change. The story is cool the reaction, warm the heart, move the breath, then act. Your moving body message for this week, Aries, is begin with the head and the breath. Then soften the shoulders. Try a brisk but maybe a brief walk. Maybe a gentle neck release, slow roll. Also, you might slowly roll your arms, and you might actually just breathe before you speak or decide. Your water body imprint message for the week is, my waters cool the reaction, and my courage moves from a steady body. A text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself. I don't have to rush to prove that I'm okay. I can let joy rise from a safe root. I can breathe before I speak and take the brave next step from a steady body. Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising. Hi, Taurus. This week speaks directly to your voice, your body, your home, as well as your worth. Cancer is moving through your communication house, so the emotional body is in your words. You may hear yourself saying things that are softer than usual, more protective than usual, or more honest than usual. Mercury retrograde here asks you to review not only what you say, but what your body feels when you say it. Jupiter enters Leo and opens the house of home, family, roots, land, memory, and the inner shelter of the body. This can bring expansion around home, belonging, family dynamics, or the desire to create a more beautiful, heart-led place to live. But Mars and Uranus and Gemini are moving through your money and your worth house. That can bring sudden movement around pricing, receiving, values, spending, income, or the body security question. Do I feel safe having what I need? And Chiron and Taurus keeps making this personal. The throat, neck, jaw, face, body, identity, and the right to exist in your own rhythm are all part of the healing that you're going through right now. In soul body language, this is not just about speaking up. This is about letting your voice come from a body that knows it has value before anyone responds. Some of Culpepper's older body language would place Taurus at the throat and the neck, Cancer at the chest and the stomach, Gemini at the breath and the hands, and Leo at the heart and the spine. So your message this week is not to push the voice. It's to house the voice. Give it warmth, give it breath, give it home. Your soul body message this week, Taurus. Your body is becoming the home your voice has been looking for. Your body imprint for this week, Taurus. My voice does not have to defend my worth. It can express it. Your herb layer message, Taurus. This week wants Venus in the throat and the moon in the home. Venusian plants are your symbolic companions for the week. Damask rose, violet, lady's mantle, daisy, some strawberry leaf, maybe even some chickweed or some clary. They'll speak of softness, worth, pleasure, and the body remembering that it does not have to earn safety. For the Cancer communication field, add in some lunar water lilies, some willow, maybe white rose, lettuce, moonwort, or poppy as emotional softness could surround your words. Jupiter moving into Leo in your home field can be represented by oak, sage, bay, or maybe even a bright sunflower or marigolds in the house that says something like, my home can hold even more light. Your box-style flower reflection, Centauri if you're overgiving, walnut if outside opinions are shaking your voice, and larch if worth feels kind of tender to you at this time. The story for you is, do not push the voice out. House the voice, soften the neck, and let your words come from embodied value. Your moving body message for this week. Move slowly enough for the throat and the neck to feel safe, Taurus. Try shoulder rolls, neck stretches, maybe even humming or a grounded walk. You might even stretch while your feet stay connected to the floor, and that might feel good to you now. Your water body imprint message. My body is safe to receive, and my voice flows from worth. A text message that you might send from yourself to yourself. My worth is already in my body. I can speak slowly, receive safely, and let my home voice and values grow from steadiness instead of defense. Gemini Sun and Gemini Rising. Hi, Gemini. Gemini, this is a high voltage soul body week for you. Mars is in your sign, Uranus is in your sign, and they meet up on July the 4th. That means that the body might feel awake, even restless, electric, brilliant, overstimulated, maybe inspired, reactive, or ready to take a break all at once. Your words may come quickly, your ideas might come quickly, and your body may move before your mind has fully interpreted what's even happening. Cancer is activating your house of money, worth, values, receiving, and body security. So underneath the sudden speech or the sudden movement, there's a deeper question, which is, does my body feel safe receiving? Does my body feel safe being valued? Does my body feel safe slowing down enough to know what's actually true? Jupiter enters Leo and opens your house of writing, speaking, teaching, siblings, short trips, and messages. Your voice is expanding, your message is expanding. But Chiron in Taurus is still working in the hidden house where old grief, exhaustion, dreams, private body memory, and unseen spiritual pressure can live. In soul body language, this week may feel like truth wants to come out of your hands, your breath, your shoulders, your mouth, your choices. But the body is asking for regulation before revelation. Gemini is historically tied to the arms, the shoulders, the breath, the hands, the chest, as well as nervous system. Cancer brings in the stomach and emotional receiving. Leo brings in heart-led expression. Taurus can bring in the hidden throat and the worth wound. So don't shame the electricity, just give it a channel. Your soul body message for the week, Gemini? You are not becoming too much. You're becoming more honest in your body. Your body imprint for the week. I let the breath settle before I let the message move. Your body herb layered message this week, Gemini. This is the most mercurial week in the room so far. Your plant field begins with Mercury herbs. Lavender, sweet marjoram, fennel, dill, parsley, calamint, and eyebright symbolism for your breath, for your hands, for your shoulders, messages, as well as your nervous system. Because Cancer's in your worth house, keep lunar plants nearby as well. You might have some white rose, some willow, some water lily, lettuce, moonwort, poppy, or even just a bowl of water with a soft phrase that you speak into it. Jupiter in Leo is opening your voice and your message, so add solar and Jupiterian brightness. Some rosemary, marigold, some borage, some agrimony, oak, sage, or maybe even some bay leaves. Bach-style flower reflections for the week. White chestnut might help for racing thoughts, and walnut for staying protected while identity is shifting. The story is, your electricity is not the problem, it just needs a channel. Let the breath become the bridge between brilliance and embodiment. Your moving body message for the week, Gemini. Move the electricity through the arms, the hands, the shoulders, and the breath. Try shaking it out, stretching across the chest, walking while lengthening the exhale, or dancing one song before you even respond. Your water body imprint message for the week. My breath clears the static, and my words move only when my body is ready. Your text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself. I'm allowed to be electric without being reactive. I can breathe, move the charge, and let the truth come through when my body is regulated enough to carry it. Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising. Hi, Cancer. This week is deeply personal because the Sun and Mercury retrograde are moving through your sign. Your body is the message. Your waters are the message. Your sensitivity is the message. Your relationship to being seen while still feeling safe is the message. The Capricorn full moon lit up your relationship axis, so you may still be feeling what came through another person, a client, a partner, a sacred mirror, or even a contract. Capricorn may have shown you where a relationship, responsibility, or old structure has become too heavy for the body to hold without more honesty. Then Jupiter enters Leo and opens your house of worth, money, values, receiving, as well as body security. This is a new heart-led worth cycle. It asks whether you can let yourself receive more without tightening around it. It asks whether visibility can feel nourishing instead of exposing. Mars and Uranus and Gemini move through your hidden house. So the nervous system may speak through dreams, fatigue, intuition, sudden knowing, or old patterns rising from the unconscious. Do not ignore what comes through the body this week, but also do not let hidden pressure push you into visible overreaction. In soul body language, Cancer, your chest, stomach, breath, sleep, heart, spine, throat, and head are all part of one conversation. Can I become more visible and still remain protected inside myself? The older body wheel gives Cancer the chest, stomach, fluids, breasts, lungs, nourishment, and memory. Leo adds in the heart and the spine. Gemini brings the hidden breath and some nervous system electricity. Aries, at the end of the week, is going to activate some public courage for you. Actually, for you right now, soul and body are not separate this week. The body is telling the soul how much light it can hold today. Your soul body message for the week, Cancer? You're allowed to become visible without abandoning your sensitivity. Your body imprint message for this week, Cancer? My body sets the pace for what the world gets to see. Your herb layer message. Cancer, your plant language is lunar first and foremost. Culpeper's lunar plants include moonwort, columbine, poppy, white rose, water lily, willow, and you might add in some more modern companions like jasmine, cucumber, and even moonflower can hold the moon symbolically. Together they say that the waters are allowed to feel before they answer. Because Jupiter enters Leo in your worth house, add heart and abundance plants as well. Borage for some courage, agrimony for inner cheer beneath the surface, oak for some strength that does not have to be hard, rosemary or marigold to just bring in that burst of solar warmth. Mars and Uranus and Gemini stir the hidden nervous system, so use mercurial, lavender, sweet marjoram, fennel, dill, parsley, or calamint as a symbolic breath medicine around the room. Bach-style flower reflection for the week. Red chestnut might support worry about others. Mimulus might support any known fears. Walnut for energetic protection. And Star of Bethlehem if an old body memory is rather tender. The story here is, your softness is not the weakness. Your softness is the container that lets visibility become safe. Your moving body message for this week. My waters remember safety, and my body chooses the pace of visibility. Your text message from yourself to yourself. My body is the message this week. I can become more visible without abandoning my sensitivity, and I can receive more while staying protected inside of myself. Leo and Leo rising. Hi, Leo. Leo, Jupiter enters your sign this week. This is a threshold. it's going to open a new cycle of identity, body, visibility, confidence, radiance, courage, creativity, and the medicine of being seen. But the week doesn't begin with a spotlight. It actually begins with Cancer moving through your hidden house. Rest, dreams, closure, grief, spiritual protection, private emotion, and the parts of you that no audience can see might be very present for you. So before Jupiter says step forward, Cancer says tend to the waters that are behind the scenes. The Capricorn full moon may have shown you something about work, your health rhythms, habits, service, or the body routines that you can no longer be held together by force. Then Mars and Uranus and Gemini activate your community, audience, your friends, groups, social media, and future vision. Things can move suddenly through people. A message, an opportunity, an invitation, a conversation, or even some group dynamics might shift rather quickly. In soul body language, your heart is opening, but your unseen self still needs tenderness. This is not about dimming your light. It's about letting visibility grow from a nourished inner body instead of an exhausted one. Leo rules the heart, the spine, the back, and vital warmth. Cancer brings sleep, chest, stomach, and emotional clearing. Gemini brings community, messages, breath, arms, hands, and nervous system sparks. Taurus brings the public voice and the worth of healing. Your body's asking, can I be seen without performing past my capacity? Your soul body message for the week: your light is expanding, but your unseen self still deserves care. Your body imprint message for the week, Leo: I let visibility grow from the inside out. Your body herb layer message: Leo, Jupiter's going to walk into your sign like someone opening the curtains, but your plant story kind of begins back in the hidden room. So for the Cancer 12th house water, lunar plants like water lily, willow, white rose, lettuce, moonwort, and poppy might help to symbolize rest, dreams, and the private body. For Jupiter and Leo, bring the sun and Jupiter together with rosemary, marigold, sunflower might be great, borage, agrimony, oak, sage, bay, or even like a golden flower just placed in a vase near you. For Mars, Uranus, and Gemini moving through community, add in some mercurial lavender, some sweet marjoram, maybe fennel, some dill, parsley, or calamine for the nervous system, as well as the social messages. For some Bach-style flower reflection, larch might support confidence, walnut for stepping into a new cycle without absorbing the crowd, and olive if the body is feeling tired from being on. The story here is that your light's returning, but it needs roots, rest, and a spine that feels supported before it shines. Your moving body message for the week, Leo: support the spine before you step into the light. Try heart-opening stretches, maybe a cat-cow, maybe a posture reset against the wall, or just a joyful walk where the chest can breathe without performing. Your water body imprint message for the week: my heart can shine without performing, and my body receives light gently. A text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself, Leo: my light is expanding, but I do not have to perform past my capacity. I can tend the unseen parts of me and let visibility grow from a nourished body. Virgo Sun and Virgo Rising. Hi, Virgo. This week asks you to listen to the difference between useful and aligned. Cancer is moving through your house of community, audience, friendships, groups, and future dreams. Mercury retrograde here may bring old friends, old group patterns, old hopes, or old belonging questions back into the emotional field. The Capricorn full moon may have illuminated heart, children, creativity, romance, joy, or the ache of not letting yourself be fully expressed. Then Jupiter is going to enter Leo and open your hidden house. Rest, dreams, spiritual protection, closure, Private healing and the blessings that grow before anyone else can see them are going to begin to appear. This is a quiet expansion. It may not look loud, but it can be very powerful. Mars and Uranus and Gemini are going to activate your career and public work house. That means that professional message, visibility, leadership, scheduling, reputation, or the way you're known can shift suddenly. Your nervous system might want to solve it all immediately. In soul body language, your digestion, chest, stomach, heart, spine, shoulders, hands, and breath are asking for discernment. Your body may say, I do not want to be useful to every room. I want to belong where my nervous system can stay in truth. Virgo is historically tied to the belly, the bowels, the stomach, digestion, sorting, and assimilation. Cancer adds emotional belonging. Leo adds the hidden heart. Gemini adds public speech and nervous system speed. So the body message is not just do more, it is actually digest before you decide. Your soul body message for this week is your future needs both community and quiet. Your body imprint for the week, I do not let public urgency pull me out of private healing. Your body herb layer message. Virgo, your body herb story is about sorting what belongs in the body and what needs to leave the pattern. For Virgo, digestion and discernment, use mercurial and earthy plant symbolism like fennel, dill, parsley, maybe sweet marjoram, plantain, or chamomile as images of sorting, settling, simplifying in your life. Cancer in your community house adds lunar plants, which means water lily, willow, white rose, lettuce, moonwort, maybe some poppy, or just a bowl of water for some belonging. Jupiter and Leo in your hidden house, it's kind of quiet right now. So Jupiterian support like borage, agrimony, oak, sage, rosemary, or marigold kept somewhere just in a private space. The Mars, Uranus, and Gemini in your career house wants mercurial lavender, sweet marjoram, fennel, dill, parsley, or calamine for helping to support public speech and nervous system clarity. In the Bach flower style reflection, elm when responsibility might feel too big, some white chestnut for mental loops, maybe some hornbeam for the before I begin kind of tiredness that some of us feel, and walnut for old group patterns that we might want to change. The story here is you don't need to be useful to every room. You need to digest the room before you decide if it's actually yours. Your moving body message for the week is choose movement that helps the body digest this week. Maybe try a steady walk after meals, maybe just like a gentle twisting of the hips, some low belly breathing, or maybe just a little bit of, a tidy 10-minute stretch that brings your system back into a rhythm. Your water body imprint message is, my body knows what to digest, what to release, and what to keep as nourishment. A text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself. I do not have to be useful to every room. I can digest before I decide, protect my quiet, and belong where my nervous system can stay in truth. Libra Sun and Libra Rising. Hi, Libra. Libra, this week begins with you finding your public voice. Your community field is wide open, and your deeper truth is coming into a very important conversation that you're having this week. Cancer's moving through your career and calling house. Mercury retrograde here asks you to review your public language, your leadership, your reputation, and the emotional tone of your work that you're known for out in the world. The Capricorn full moon may have stirred some home, family, roots, maybe some issues about land, memory, or private body that kind of supports your public role out in the world. Then Jupiter enters Leo and opens your community, your audience, friends, groups, collaborations, and future vision. There could be expansion through people. There could be more visibility through finding the right rooms. There can be a sense that the heart wants a wider circle of community. Mars and Uranus and Gemini are activating your house of truth, teaching, travel, publishing, belief, spirituality, and higher learning. This can bring sudden truth. A belief could shift. A message can land. A teaching can open. But with your nervous system activated, the soul's asking you to speak from embodiment, not from the old reflex to keep everyone comfortable. In soul body language, your public message gets stronger when it stops trying to please every mirror. Libra is tied to the kidneys, lower back, loins, and balance. Cancer adds in the chest and stomach in public visibility. Leo adds social heart expansion. Gemini adds breath and truth speaking. Aries at the last quarter moon activates relationship mirrors. So your body may reveal where harmony has become maybe self-abandonment. Your soul body message for this week. Let the right people meet the real message, not the polished performance. Your body imprint for the week, Libra. Balance includes my truth. Your body herb layer message. Libra, your week needs Venus with some backbone. Venusian plants are your symbolic anchors. Damask rose, violet, lady's mantle, daisy, apple blossom, strawberry leaf, chickweed, and clary for balance. When you bring these in, beauty, reciprocity, and some of the lower back, remembering that it doesn't have to bend for every single room, might come into your consciousness. Cancer is in your public house asking for lunar water lily, willow, white rose, lettuce, moonwort, or poppy around your work voice. Jupiter in Leo is expanding community, so bring Jupiterian solar plants into the circle. Borage, agrimony, oak, sage, bay, rosemary, or marigolds. Mars, Uranus, and Gemini speaks truth and belief. So mercurial lavender, sweet marjoram, fennel, dill, parsley, or calamine can symbolize the breath before teaching, posting, or speaking. Box-style flower reflections for the week. Scleranthus for inner balance, Centauri for people-pleasing, walnut for protection from group influence, and water violet if reserve becomes a wall. The story is, beauty is not the same as self-erasure. Let harmony include your actual truth. Your moving body message for the week is, let movement bring back the center before you agree or answer or accommodate. Again, let movement bring you back to center before you agree, answer, or accommodate. Try lower back stretches, hip circles, side body opening, shifting, or balanced walking where you notice both sides of the body and bring attention to that. Your water body imprint message for the week. My inner waters return to balance without abandoning my truth. A text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself. Balance includes my truth. I can let the right people meet the real message and stop polishing myself into something that my body no longer wants to perform. Scorpio sun and Scorpio rising. Hi, Scorpio. This week begins with belief, truth, intimacy, and visibility, all speaking to each other. Cancer's moving through your house of faith, teaching, travel, publishing, higher learning, spirituality, and meaning. Mercury retrograde here is asking you to revisit what you believe because your emotional body is changed. The Capricorn full moon may have illuminated words, siblings, teaching, writing, texts, or a conversation that carried more weight than you had expected. Then Jupiter is going to enter Leo and opens your career, your calling, public work, leadership, reputation, and recognition house. This can be a larger stage, a larger mission, or a deeper desire to be seen for the heart of your work. Mars and Uranus and Gemini activate intimacy, shared resources, grief, energetic contracts, sexuality, trust, debt, inheritance, shadow, and deep release. This is not surface level electricity. This is the nervous system meeting the underworld. Something old can shift quickly when the truth is finally named. In SoulBody language, I'm ready for a larger stage, but first I need to release the old contract that made visibility feel unsafe. Scorpio is historically tied to the reproductive system and the eliminative body, deep release and stored intensity. Cancer here is going to add emotional faith. Leo is going to add public heart and some spine. Gemini is going to add nervous system intimacy and shared resource messages. Taurus will continue healing through relationship voices and embodied safety. Your soul body message for this week, Scorpio, is your truth is ready for a larger stage, but your body may first clear old fear. Your body imprint for the week, I release the contract that required me to silence my truth. Your body herb layer message, Scorpio, the herb layer here for you is about contained release, not dramatic exposure. Mars plants can stand symbolically around the threshold, so some nettle, garlic, basil, hawthorn, mustard, bramble, wormwood, or horseradish for protection, heat and courage to cut an old cord. Any of those could help. Cancer is in your belief house, bringing in some lunar water plants to assist, like water lily, willow, white rose, lettuce, moonwort, and poppy for emotional faith. Jupiter in Leo opens up career visibility. So borage, agrimony, oak, sage, bay, rosemary, marigold, or sunflower as heart courage symbols to support you. Mars and Uranus and Gemini in your intimacy house adds mercurial lavender. It brings that into the story with sweet marjoram, fennel, dill, parsley, calamine to support the breath, and some deep conversations from inside. Bach-style flower reflection, Star of Bethlehem might support us moving through some old shock. Sweet chestnut, if you're at some type of an inner limit within yourself. Walnut for energetic boundaries that you need to support you. And cherry plum if emotions feel too pressurized. The story is that your power does not need to explode. It can be released through a protected, honest body. Your moving body message for the week, Scorpio. Excuse me. Move intensity without rushing release. Try slow hip circles, deep squats, only if they feel supportive to you, a contained strength practice, or a private walk where the body can let old energy leave quietly. Your water body imprint message for the week is, my body releases what is complete, and my waters carry power back to truth. A text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself. I'm ready for a larger truth, but my body gets to release the old contract first. I can move power through honesty, privacy, and a protected nervous system. Sagittarius Sun and Sagittarius Rising. Hi, Sagittarius. This week asks you to tell the difference between freedom and escape. Cancer is moving through your house of intimacy, grief, shared resources, sexuality, trust, emotional contracts, as well as deep transformation. Mercury retrograde here may bring up old agreements, old losses, old loyalties, old debts, or places where the body absorbed too much in the name of love. The Capricorn full moon might have illuminated some money, worth, values, or body security issues. Then Jupiter enters Leo and opens up your house of faith, teaching, publishing, travel, education, spirituality, and a larger meaning. Your world wants to expand, Sagittarius. Your soul wants more horizon. But Mars and Uranus and Gemini are activating your relationship house. A partner, client, mirror, contract, or conversation can move quickly. Someone may say the thing. You may say the thing. A relational pattern can crack open here. The nervous system may call it freedom before their body has checked whether the agreement is actually clean. In SoulBody language, do not call it freedom if your body is still carrying the contract. Sagittarius is tied to hips, thighs, movement, direction, and belief. Cancer is going to layer in intimacy with our waters. Leo adds faith through heart and spine. Gemini is going to add relationship breath, hands, arms, and nerves. Taurus adds the daily throat awareness and the body safety healing. Your soul body message for this week. Your faith is expanding, but your body wants honest agreements first. Your body imprint. My body knows the difference between freedom and avoidance. Your body herb layer message for the week. Sagittarius, this is Jupiter's story, but it has to pass through the body before it can actually become freedom. Jupiterian plants for you are borage, agrimony, oak, sage, dandelion, liverwort, red rose, bay. And for faith, direction, generosity, and a wider horizon, any one of these plants could support that. The symbolism is what's important here. Cancer is in your intimacy house and asking for some lunar plants as well. Possibly water lily, willow, white rose, lettuce, maybe moonwort and poppy for emotional contract and shared waters. Jupiter in Leo is magnifying faith and teaching. So solar rosemary, marigold, sunflower, lemon balm, chamomile, and borage can sit around like a reminder that kind of there's meaning here, and the body should warm up to this meaning, not override it. During the Mars-Uranus in Gemini, relationship needs are mercurial when it comes to your body herb layer message. Lavender, sweet marjoram, fennel, dill, parsley, and calamine for breath before making any fast decisions. Some Bach flower style reflection that could support you is wild oat for direction, walnut for transition, and scleranthus for any indecision, vervain if enthusiasm starts pushing past the body's answer of yes. The story here, Sagittarius, is freedom is not the exit. Freedom is the agreement that your body can breathe inside. Your moving body message for the week is give the hips and thighs some honest direction. Try walking somewhere with a view. Do some lunges, maybe some step-ups at a gentle pace. Even some hip flexor stretches could help, or any movement in general that makes the body feel spacious rather than scattered. Your water body imprint message for the week. My body recognizes the path that feels free, honest, and clean. A text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself. I can tell the difference between freedom and escape. My body knows which agreements are honest, and my next horizon gets to be clean, spacious, and true. Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising. Hi, Capricorn. The full moon in your sign is still moving through your body as the week begins. This is personal. The full moon may have illuminated your identity, your body, your responsibility, your fatigue, your strength, your limits, and the places where being capable might have asked too much of your nervous system. Cancer's moving through your relationship house, so the emotional mirrors around you are speaking rather loudly. Mercury retrograde here is asking you to review how care, boundaries, and emotional honesty move through partnership, clients, contracts, as well as close bonds. Then Jupiter enters into Leo and opens up your house of intimacy, shared resources, grief, trust, sexuality, inheritance, shadow work, and deep transformation. The heart wants to expand in places where you may not have felt fully safe before. Mars and Uranus in Gemini activate your work routines, health rhythms, daily habits, service, scheduling, as well as body maintenance. So the body might demand change. A routine might no longer fit. A workload may become too loud. A schedule may need to change suddenly. In SoulBody language, your body is not betraying your discipline. Your body is refining it. It's asking for structure that supports life instead of structure that proves endurance. Capricorn is tied to the knees, bones, skin, overall structure, time, and chronic patterns. Cancer adds a relationship layer of waters. Leo adds some deep heart transformation. Gemini adds working the nerves, the hands, arms, breath, and daily rhythm. Taurus brings an awareness of heart and the creative that's worth healing within us. Your soul body message for this week, Capricorn. The relationship field is showing you where the body needs real care, not endurance. Your body imprint. I choose structures that support my life. Your body herb layer message. Capricorn, this week needs Saturn softened by the water. Saturn plants and trees are your symbolic anchors for the week. Elm, mullein, Solomon seal, horsetail, blackthorn, moss, poplar, and roots or bark could be really helpful. Bones, knees, boundaries, time, and structure might also feel rather emphasized. Cancer in your relationship house asks for lunar plants, water lily, moonwort, lettuce, white rose, or poppy, so that way emotional mirrors do not harden into duty. Jupiter in Leo opens deep trust, so oak, sage, rosemary, marigold, or borage can symbolize heart courage in places that you usually guard. The Mars and Uranus and Gemini together in your work rhythms might need some mercurial support. Lavender, sweet marjoram, fennel, dill, parsley, or calamine for hands, breath, and schedule support. Bach-style flower reflections. Oak when you feel like you keep going too long. Elm when responsibility might feel a bit overwhelming. Rock water when discipline becomes self-denial. And olive when effort has emptied the body and drained us. The story here is structure is holy when it supports life. Your moving body message for the week. Move with support, not punishment. Try knee-friendly strengthening exercises, slow stair walking, stretching the calves and hamstrings, or a grounded walk that might remind you of where your bones are and that they don't have to carry everything alone. Your soul is saying, help me to help you so you do not feel like you are carrying such a heavy load on those bones. Your water body imprint message for the week: my bones are supported, my waters are respected, and my life has room to soften. A text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself. I do not have to prove my strength through endurance. I can choose structures, relationships, and routines that support my body instead of asking it to carry everything. Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Rising. Hi, Aquarius. This week brings work rhythms, relationships, creativity, home, healing, and nervous system electricity into the soul body field. Cancer is moving through your house of work, routines, health rhythms, service, daily habits, and body maintenance. Mercury retrograde here is asking you to review how your emotional body affects productivity, inflammation patterns, digestion, and the way that you care for yourself in ordinary times. The Capricorn full moon may have illuminated your hidden house of rest, dreams, closure, some old grief, private exhaustion, or the spiritual weight that you carry quietly. Then Jupiter is going to enter Leo and will open your relationship house. This can bring expansion through clients, partnerships, contracts, collaboration, and the people who mirror your heart back to you. Mars and Uranus and Gemini are activating your heart house. Children, romance, creativity, play, joy, self-expression, and visibility will all be at the forefront of your week. Something creative could possibly move fast. A feeling can arrive suddenly. A romantic or expressive pattern could change. The nervous system may feel like it has more electricity than usual. In soul body language, your daily body, relationship body, and creative heart all need a rhythm that can hold more life without frying the system. Aquarius is tied to ankles, calves, circulation, future vision, and nervous electricity. Cancer adds in the stomach, the chest, digestion, as well as daily care. Leo brings relationship, heart, and the spine. Gemini adds creative breath, hands, arms, as well as the nerves. Taurus adds in the layer of home, our throat, and our root safety. Your body imprint. I build rhythms that protect my light. Your body herb layer message for the week. Aquarius, your week is carrying the future, but the body needs daily care to hold it. For Aquarius, the ankles, calves, circulation, and electricity, you're going to use some air plant symbolism like lavender, fennel, sweet marjoram, calamine, yarrow. You might also bring in some plants that suggest movement, airflow, and pattern change, all of which we went through before and will say again: sweet marjoram, calamine, yarrow, lavender, some fennel. Cancer is in your routines and asking for some support in the lunar realm. You might bring in some poppy, moonwort, white rose, lettuce, water lily, or even willow. And you might actually have some of it within your daily space. Jupiter in Leo is opening up relationships, so go on and bring in some solar and Jupiterian warmth through rosemary, marigold, sunflower, borage, agrimony, oak, sage, or even bay. Mars and Uranus and Gemini in your heart house wants mercurial plants for creativity and to support the nervous system. You might use lavender, sweet marjoram, fennel, dill, parsley, or even calamine. Some box-style flower reflections for the week. You might use walnut for energy protection during relational growth cycles. Water violet if distance kind of turns into isolation. Impatience if the future makes you restless. White chestnut if the nervous system actually begins to feel like it's starting to loop into itself. The story here is that the future's not asking you to leave the body. It's asking you to build a rhythm that can hold more light. Your moving body message for the week. Discharge the electricity that you have through your legs. Try ankle rolls, calf raises, shaking out the legs, maybe even dancing lightly or walking without your phone so you don't have that frequency on you and that electricity. And you might envision focusing on the future and where you might see your body landing in that future. Your water body imprint message for the week is, my future's grounded in my body and my nervous system has space to breathe. A text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself, Sagittarius. So sorry, Aquarius. A text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself. My future needs a body that can hold it. I can build rhythms that protect my light, move the electricity, and let love, creativity, and relationships all land safely. Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising. Hi, Pisces. This week asks, joy, work, home, voice, and worth to all be in conversation with each other. Cancer's moving through your heart house. Creativity, children, romance, play, joy, self-expression in the places where your emotional body wants to feel safe enough to be seen will all be in the foreground. Mercury retrograde here may bring old creative desires, old heart stories, old romantic themes, or old childlike parts of you back into the water. The Capricorn full moon may have illuminated community, audience, friendships, groups, or even a future vision. Then Jupiter enters Leo and opens your work, routines, health rhythms, daily habits, service, and body care house. This is a chance to build more heart into the way that you live each day. Mars and Uranus and Gemini are activating home, family, roots, land, body memory, as well as the nervous system. Something in the home field may move suddenly. A family pattern may actually be elucidated and speak. The body may tell you that it needs a different kind of shelter. Chiron in Taurus continues to heal your voice, writing, teaching, text, throat, and nervous system communication. So if joy wants to speak this week, let it speak slowly enough that the body can believe that it is safe enough to feel. Pisces is tied to feet, lymph, dreams, permeability, sleep, as well as spiritual sensitivity. Cancer is going to add the heart waters that we need. Leo is going to add daily vitality. Gemini adds home-based breath, arms, hands, and the nerves. Taurus adds our voice and throat healing. Your soul body message for the week. Joy is not a distraction from healing. It's one way the body remembers safety. Your body imprint message for the week. I let joy organize the day, not just survive at the edges. Your body herb layer message. Pisces, your plant story begins at the feet and in the waters. Piscean symbolism can be water lily, willow, some lotus imagery, sea lavender, jasmine, moonflower, white rose, and poppy. You just want to find some plants and flowers that remind you to stay open but stay held. Cancer in your heart house adds lunar water plants for joy, children, romance, and creativity. Jupiter in Leo opens daily rhythms, so use solar Jupiterian plants like sunflower, lemon balm, chamomile, marigold, rosemary, oak, or sage to bring some warmth into the schedule. Mars and Uranus and Gemini in the home field requires that we might need some mercurial lavender, some sweet marjoram, maybe some parsley, some dill, or calamine for breath inside the house and the nervous system of the family. Bach-style flower reflections. Clematis is for staying present, walnut for energetic boundaries, honeysuckle if old heart stories might begin to pull you backwards, and wild rose if joy has gone flat. The story here is spirit does not need to float away. Let it enter through the feet, the music, the water, and the small daily rhythm that brings joy back. Your moving body message for the week. Start at the feet. Try a slow barefoot grounding practice. Maybe a foot massage. Restorative stretching could help. Water movement would be lovely as well. Or even a gentle walk with music that just lets joy come back into the body. Your water body imprint message. I stay open to spirit rooted in my body and held by the waters within me. A text message that you might want to send from yourself to yourself. Joy is allowed to organize my day. I can ground through my feet, protect my sensitivity, and let healing include softness, creativity, and the life that wants to come back in. This week asks every sign to let the heart open without letting the nervous system run the whole show. We're coming out of the Capricorn full moon, so the body may still be releasing old weight, old responsibility, old structure, and old endurance. Jupiter entering Leo says the heart is ready for more life. Mercury retrograde in Cancer says that the waters still need review. Mars and Uranus in Gemini saying that the message can move quickly, but the body needs breath. Sun squaring Saturn says sensitivity needs structure. And the last quarter moon in Aries says release the reaction, keep the courage, and choose the next embodied step. Your soul body imprint for the week, for the collective. My heart can be seen without shocking my body. My voice can move with breath. My courage can be steady, not rushed. My soul and body are learning to move together. Have a blessed week. Thank you so much for listening.